The Samsung Galaxy Express i8730 hopes to stand out from the rest of the mid-range pack by shipping with Jelly Bean and keeping the now classic Samsung look. Is that all it takes? Find out in our review. Hey everybody, I'm Chris Wook. Not too long ago, AT&T shipped the Samsung Galaxy Express in the United States. Now it's arriving elsewhere with an updated design, trading higher clock speeds for Jelly Bean. But for now, let's move away from the software and take a look at the hardware specs. The Samsung Galaxy Express i8730 has a 4.5-inch Super AMOLED display and runs a Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 chipset with a 1.2 GHz dual-core Krait processor. It has 1 GB of RAM and 8 GB of internal storage, expandable via microSD. The Galaxy Express has a 5-megapixel rear-facing camera and a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera. Both capture 720p video. Powering the device, we're looking at a 2000 mAh battery. Looking at the design, well, it's obvious that this is a Samsung phone. Recently, it seems that if you've seen one, you've seen them all, with the only major differences being color and size. Button layout is just as you'd expect. Power button on the right, volume rocker on the left, hardware home button on the front. The overall feel is good and it should be a decent fit for most people, but those with smaller hands might have trouble with one-handed operation. The phone is light but feels a little on the flimsy side. I'd be careful of dropping this one. Whenever we look at phones in this class, the display is usually the biggest flaw, and in this case, it's no different. The resolution of 800 by 480 just doesn't cut it on a 4.5-inch screen, though it does work better than, say, the larger Galaxy Grand. Pixelation is surprisingly difficult to notice, actually, but with a pixel density of around 207 ppi, you'll notice a general lack of sharpness. The only other issue is that the screen can look a little washed out at times. That small resolution does pay dividends when it comes to performance, as does the Snapdragon chipset. Starting with some numbers, we ran Antutu Benchmark 10 times and ended up with an average score of just under 11,000, almost exactly what we expected from this chipset. Thanks to the lower res, Epic Citadel performed admirably as well, cranking out an average frame rate of 53.3 frames per second in high quality mode and 54.2 frames per second in high performance mode. In the real world, performance was comparable, with little noticeable lag when scrolling through home screens or the app drawer. While it isn't the most demanding game, Subway Surfers ran without a hitch. Unlike a lot of phones we see running similar hardware, the Galaxy Express runs Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean right out of the box. Samsung has skinned the device with its TouchWiz UI in keeping with its apparent philosophy of giving customers a unified experience. If it wasn't for the version number and a few Jelly Bean only features, you wouldn't even be able to tell what version of Android it runs. The usual lineup of Samsung apps is bundled, including Samsung's own App Store and the S suite of tools like S Memo, S Voice, and S Planner. Most other bundled apps, like the voice recorder and file browser, are useful as well. There isn't that much bloatware installed. The camera is never the strongest aspect of mid-range phones, but in good light, the Galaxy Express did fairly well, capturing crisp images with good color balance. In low light, performance wasn't nearly as good. There is an LED flash to assist, but this isn't always desirable. Given how many phones in this class have full 1080p video capabilities, we were surprised to see that the Express only featured 720p video capture. The same issues with low light were present, but otherwise, the quality of the 720p video was pretty good. The battery isn't exactly huge at 2000 mAh, but Qualcomm chipsets are generally pretty good at maintaining battery life. The CPU being clocked down to 1.2 GHz helps a lot here as well. I took the Galaxy Express out of the box at around 60% battery life, tested heavily for around 6 hours, and still had around 30% battery life when testing was finished for the first day. An 18-hour day without a charge should not be a problem here at all. The battery is replaceable, so if you want to carry an extra or buy an extended battery, you're in the clear. The biggest hurdle for the Galaxy Express is that Samsung is kind of competing with itself here. They have other models like the Galaxy Gram that offer the same specs at a different size with different features. Not to mention, they have a lot of competition from other companies as well. That said, if you want a Samsung phone that looks and acts like a Samsung phone for a relatively low price, this is that phone. Unless you want a bigger one. If you want to know more, we have a written companion to this video at AndroidAuthority.com. You can find the link in the description below. We have new videos going up all the time, so if you want to stay caught up, make sure to subscribe to our channel. I'm Chris Wook for Android Authority, and as always, thank you for watching.